What's up, YouTube? Blake Evertson here. Want to come to you guys with another great video. This video has a lot of significance to me because of how much I struggled with this principle without even knowing it. And it's going to sound so simple. It's going to sound so obvious. But I'm telling you, with the things that I put on this channel, you can understand it on a logical basis, right? You can have a clear understanding of, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But in life, I feel what happens is these things that we know to be simple, right? Because they're simple concepts, have depth as we move through life and actually experience what that really means. And so what I want to talk to you guys today about is the idea that you can only control your actions, right? There's no one else's actions you can control. And I think we move through life thinking that we can control the actions of others, when in reality, we can control how we present ourselves, how we behave, and we can help influence the actions of others. But at the end of the day, we cannot actually control the actions of others. Now, that idea of not being able to control the actions of others, I think it stems from the bigger idea, which is control, right? And how we as humans try to control our environment as much as possible to reduce the amount of stress we have, to reduce the variability, the volatility, in hopes of making life easier and surviving. It's a normal thing for humans to do that. I think it's something that you unlearn as you start to make more money and as you start to realize that things are outside of your control. And instead of expending mental energy trying to brush up against that principle and change it, you finally just say, you know what? It's outside of my control. So that's what this tattoo is. I got this yesterday. And this principle really hit me as I was working. And anytime something comes to me in a flash, look at that over there. Oh my God, look at this fucking monkey. All these monkeys. They're literally attacking all the villas. Here they come. All right. So, I'm just gonna wait for them to come here. Anyways, yeah, control. So, it's normal for us to want to control things, but I think we can save ourselves a fuck ton of unhappiness and save our joy when we realize that we cannot control whether someone does something or doesn't, whether someone buys a product or not. We can influence them as much as possible, but at some point you have to let go of whatever outcome you're trying for. You have to move into non-forcing. And it's when you move into non-forcing and you move into more of an acceptance frame and more of a, this is not to say you should be passive in life, but it's to say that you should know when to turn the control lever off and allow. So that's what this means here. It's in Sanskrit and it says, the only actions you can control are your own. The only actions you can control are literally your own. If you are in a relationship, you can put boundaries down, right? Whether or not someone honors that, that's outside of your control. Whether that's a business partnership, hey, we're gonna be doing business this way. This makes me comfortable to do it this way. Or whether that's your partner, hey, these are the things that I'm looking for in a relationship. These are the things I'm not looking for. These are my non-negotiables. And if you're able to, that's within your control, having that conversation and openness, honesty, and love not anger. That's within your control, to have your heart communicate instead of your ego. But what's not in your control is how they respond, and you shouldn't lose sleep over that. Because again, as soon as you do, you're allowing something that no matter how much you worry, how much you have anxiety, how much you passionately love, how much you passionately try to influence the environment a certain way, that's all wasted energy. It's all wasted time and mental rumination instead of accepting, instead of loving, that you said your piece, that you said what you needed to say, that you made yourself clear. That's the most important. If you never make yourself clear, if you never establish how it is you like to do business, how it is you like to have a relationship, what your goals are, then you cannot expect the other person to get on board. People can't read your mind. So yeah, you can't control what they do, but you can give them the data, the options, the information, so that they can make a decision that's in line with what they want. And once that happens, you have this beautiful unity, because from either side there's loyalty and there's an acknowledgement that comes from them, right? So a big thing moving now into business, what I've found is when clients like to work with me, if I am forcing them to try to do anything, it never works. So earlier on in my career, I was of the mentality that, Grant Cardone, you have to get the contract signed, get everything going. But then I realized, after several clients who ended up not really wanting the service for themselves because I made a decision for them when they couldn't, maybe that was the best decision for them. In my view, it was, but to them at that time, they didn't think so. So what happens is you have what you wanted in the first place is to have that client work with you, to earn that income from that client. That will inevitably be lost because it wasn't their decision, and they will want their money back at the end. So in that sense, now, and for the past 2 years, as I've onboarded my clients, it's not a sales call, it's a discovery call. They know what I can provide because they're on the call with me. That's very clear because of who sends me the clients. These people know what I can provide. And it's my goal on that call to literally communicate that value again, be very clear on what I can do, what I cannot do, why this is a fit for a specific person, and why, if that client doesn't fall in that specific category, it probably is not a fit. And I allow them to make the decision. And when you create an environment where you've done everything you could do, you've controlled all the controllables, you've identified your purpose, you've identified the value, you've identified the track record that you have, you've identified what your intentions are with that client, with that customer, you've done everything you could do. And whether or not they sign on, that's not your problem. It is your problem in the sense that, okay, you can adapt your pitch, you can adapt your system, but their decision is their own. Their actions are their own. And that's the beautiful thing. Don't lose sleep over losing a deal, because when you do that, again, you're trying to control something that you couldn't control. You have to be honest to know that you did everything you could, but you also have to be honest with yourself and say, well, why am I allowing these negative emotions into my mind because something didn't go my way? Again, you could, in some relationships as well, you could be the absolute best partner on every front, but that person may not be ready for the relationship. So you have to have the maturity and the understanding to know when you are not doing your best and when you're doing your best, but there's things that are outside of your control. And so it's not an exact science. It's very nuanced, what I'm trying to say. And I hope it's not going over your guys' heads. I try to get down to the nitty gritty and have you guys understand how I view these topics. So for me, this tattoo really symbolized being able to control the controllables and how free you become when you realize that and you live your life in that principle. If bad things happen to you, people talk to you a certain way that you don't like, your reaction that you don't like it, that's in your control. It's not in your control how they speak to you, but it is in your control how you choose to react or not react to whatever they say. So if someone is making fun of you, or someone, even just in life when you're driving around, and people are honking at you, or people want to engage on that competitive frame that we all have and throw that back and forth, it's your choice to engage in that. It's going to be thrown at you, and people are going to tempt you to interact at that energy level, because that energy frequency is addictive to a lot of people, because there's a lot of emotion involved, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of adrenaline. And as humans, some of us subsist on those emotions if we don't evolve. So people are going to get you to want to engage on that level, to engage on hate, on drama, on gossip. Anytime I hear people gossiping, I just start to tune out, because for so long, I've been in this frequency of building my business and improvement, that talking shit about people, it just doesn't do much for me anymore, because it's it doesn't do anything. It does absolutely nothing. It's a waste of fucking time. So if you're finding yourself on Saturday at brunch with your friends hating on people, or just talking about other people's lives as if you know better, why are you even wasting your time? Time is a precious commodity. That person's going through their journey. So go through yours. Literally focus on yourself. And as soon as you unplug from all the tethers, you can view life as, in my experience, what I've found, if you're this charger has plugs. Let's say you're plugged into this, and then let's say you're plugged into this, right? Your energy is being given to these other fields. You could go through life continuing to attach yourself, but your energy continues to be slowly given to all these different places. And if you are not extremely upfront, clear, and fucking hard on yourself, you will allow all of your energy to be given away, and you will run down your battery so fucking quick. So in my life, I've found when I can release the plugs in my life, release, in Buddhism, they're called karmic threads. Essentially having karma attached, having an energy field to that situation where your energy is being diverted. It's being diverted away from your goals into that field, but in that field getting you absolutely nowhere. So what I found in my life is when I unattach to those things that do not serve my higher purpose, it frees me to reattach to my goals, to reattach to my values, what has gotten me here. And that provides so much more comfort than the comfort of the back and forth and the energy exchange in that situation. Because it is a form of comfort. It's a form of knowing. We're used to perhaps a certain partner. We're used to a certain business relationship, a certain dynamic. We're used to having control of our environment in specific ways. And when we release ourselves from that, it gives us the opportunity to divert the energy elsewhere and take that energy and pump it into our fucking business, to pump it into the things that matter to us, to pump it into our work, our faith, our religion. So I hope this video was helpful to you. Like I said, I try to be as open, honest, transparent as possible. I'm not down with the whole, let me take 5 different takes, 20 different takes to get the perfect shot, to get the perfect. It's important that I share it openly without edits. As much as possible, I want this to feel like a conversation. So thank you for listening. And I want to ask you, in your life, where are you trying to control other people's behaviors, and how is that impacting your state? Is that bringing you energy, or is it taking your energy away? And you have to be, it might be hard to pull those tellers out, to remove those karmic threads. But when you do, see how it changes just your mood, your zest for life. Then you can get excited about other shit. Like stuff that you used to love doing, maybe that can come back into your life because these things in your current environment no longer take your time, your energy. Maybe because of releasing something, you're able to get back into reading, get back into meditating, get back into your fitness, get back into building that business you've always wanted to build. Where in your life can you take energy, put it to release, accept, and then reabsorb and retransmit? So thank you for watching. And we're going to continue to do more content, because the last video I did, I think we were at 220 subscribers. Now we're at 230. To me, that's crazy that new people are subscribing. It's a beautiful thing. As much as possible, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to give you guys the truth. And we're going to grow this thing. I want to build a massive community of people who want to fucking change their life, are sick and tired of whatever results they're getting right now, and want more for themselves. That's the whole point I started my business, is to help small businesses acquire the money, the energy, the know-how to get to the next level and deploy that money, deploy that financial energy into a business they can feel proud of, a business they believe in. And within that whole process, focusing on improving the paradigms that we have, that my clients have. Because it's not just this entrepreneurship game is a large majority built up by your mind and by the beliefs you hold. And if you hold faulty beliefs, those will come out at some point. Wherever that point is in the business, 1K a month, 10K a month, 100K a month, $250,000 a month, you will begin to see where you're going wrong, and your ability to identify and then adapt accordingly and change your business plan and evolve. That's how you're going to grow, because the beliefs and paradigms you have at this moment have gotten you where you're at. And if you're not at $250,000 a month, well, then there's certain things you haven't learned. There's certain beliefs you haven't fully accepted to be able to do that. Otherwise, you would already be there. So that's just a fascinating concept to me, that there's blind spots we have that we can access. When we see those blind spots, our ability to drop our ego accept it, and move on and improve. That's how we're gonna make more money. So thank you for watching. We should have a lot of really good videos coming out of the Savaya Day Club that we went to, the helicopter ride, a couple of the villas that we stayed at. And again, I share those posts to inspire you guys, because you have to have, as much as people want to say money can't buy happiness, shut the fuck up. Money can buy a lot of fun things. And one of them is going on nice trips and staying in nice places. It's not everything. Now look, we're here filming a 20-minute video about mindset. Okay, it has nothing to do with material items. But this idea that you cannot aspire to have nice things, you can't aspire to want nice things for yourself and your family, that in and of itself is a limiting belief that holds so many people back. So if you feel a sense of jealousy or anger towards me for posting those, I know there's some of you out there. I know what you mean. I know how you feel, because I had those same limiting beliefs very early on in my career, until I finally realized, why the fuck am I judging a random person online that did nothing to me except took the initiative to share their life and share their success? And I realized it's because my competitive frame did not allow me to receive the new information. I didn't like that someone was ahead of me. And for you, what is that? So again, that's to inspire. It's not to boost my ego. At this point, I've acquired a lot of the things I want. I have one of the nicest cars you could buy and still drive on the road. I've been able to go on amazing trips. I have a business that does very well. I have quality relationships. Like, I'm really good. And that's why I'm making this channel, is because for me, those nice things aren't it. It's just one piece. You know, for the past couple of days, I've been sitting in this villa alone. And, you know, you may say, oh, well, you're having a fucking awesome time. And I am. I'm absolutely blessed. But it's not everything at all. In fact, it's pretty fucking lonely. So me sharing the villa with you guys on a fucking video is 10 times more fun to me than me just sitting here and working all day. Me seeing one of you go out and buy your dream car from the information, from accepting the new beliefs that I help you acquire, that shit makes me so fucking happy. Because I know I'm actually making a difference in your life. I know that before you met me, maybe something wouldn't have been possible. And then now there's an opportunity. Now the door is open. And then having the client being able to walk through that door, that shit, I fucking love it. I love seeing it. So that's why I'm making this channel. I look forward to learning more about you guys, having more of you come on and comment. And please send me a message on Instagram. I love to get to know you. I love to meet you. There's already been a few of you reaching out, and it's really cool to see. So take a chance on yourself. Reach out to me. Become a client of mine if you please, and let me see how I can help you, because right now banks are still lending despite what's happening in the capital markets, despite what the Fed's doing, raising interest rates and whatnot, and all the bank failures. Banks still want to issue credit to small businesses, and so do not allow whatever is happening in the world change your path. And if you want to start a business and you have a good credit score and you're 720 and above, there's no reason you cannot acquire $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 of capital right now. And I can help you through that entire process. I can shorten it for you to 10 days. It took me about 2 years to understand everything I know about the whole credit system, and I shortcut my clients' success. So if I had a service like this when I was starting my business, I would have taken advantage of it. Because if you're telling me, Blake, you could get me 300,000 and I have to pay you 30 grand for it, so give me 30 and you get 270. That's a deal you don't always get. I don't know what type of deal you can get like that in the market. I don't charge anything up front. There's no commitment other than you and I are gonna do the work. I'm gonna be in the trenches with you. We're gonna hop on these calls. I'm gonna walk you through every single application and make sure that gets approved. And then only after you have the results and you're comfortable, that's when my clients pay me. So I'm very passionate about that offer because it also allows you and I to build a personal relationship and for me to examine the beliefs that I feel could be holding you back and how changing some of those can make you more money. Okay, I have no incentive to tell you how to run your business other than that I know that if you run it a certain way and you have more success, I can get you more funding in the future. And if I can get you more funding in the future, your business will make more money. So I want to my clients need to succeed. If my clients don't succeed year over year, they're going to have debt and not income from their business. And I can't work with that client anymore. So I have an incentive to ensure my client's success. And I'm very passionate about that because of how I've had success utilizing my credit, understanding my financial profile, and positioning myself with banks. So it's my job to literally open up the same goddamn thing that's worked for me to you. So thank you. Love you all. And remember, the only actions you can control are your own. Peace.